Hey folks, I've been out on another little trip. I've done a little bit of prospecting on another river. You know how that secret river is sort of 5 minutes that way? Well, I've been to another one that's 5 minutes that way. And did some testing. I went down yesterday and did a few holes with a trowel and a pan and found a little bit. And then I thought to myself, why don't I go down with a couple of buckets, the size that I would use for my sluice, and wet classify some material into them buckets and bring them home and wash it out and see what I've got. So that's what I've done. There's a few clips from that, and there's a few clips from yesterday from where I panned it out. I've tried to keep it as short as I can. I had about 20 minutes or more, 20 minutes of film, so I've tried to cut it down and try and keep it interesting. I would like to say thank you to all you guys who've come over to this channel and subscribed, be it from Paul. I know Paul recommended me, Life in Thailand, and he's got another channel called World Travel, which has some good stuff on there. He's got some good dialogue, and I love his goats. His goats are fantastic. So he's got a farm and stuff. So if you want to check his channel out, I would do. I will put some links in the bottom. If you are here and you're doing some treasure hunting or gold prospecting or whatever, metal detecting, let me know. Put a comment in. That's not, for me, that's not spam. I like to see your treasure. So thanks for coming and thanks for subscribing. All guys that have come over from the other channel, I'd like to thank you as well, guys, and wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm hoping to get the grow room started properly this week or just after Christmas maybe. I'll get on with it. It's nice to be nice. This is the River Aare. This river runs all the way through Switzerland. Now there's some other rivers that come from mountains that run into this and they carry gold. And this is a little river which I've done some testing further upriver, which runs about, I don't know, probably about 50 miles. So this is carrying gold as well. Now we're in lowlands here, so what gold here is travelled a long way, so it ends up being very fine. But where I've been testing is just here on this bank, as you will see. Well guys, this video started out different yesterday. I was on my way shopping. I've got some help today, or hindrance. I was on my way shopping and I had a pan and a little hand trowel. And this is, like I was explaining last week on about looking at maps, this is end of a river that comes through, and this is the River Aare that runs through Switzerland. That travels probably about 50 kilometres, maybe 50 miles. That one runs a long way. I know there's some gold in that. I found a bit of gold in that. And I came down here and did a couple of tests with trowels. I'll show you some of the clips. I'm not sure it'll bore you. I did fill my holes in as well. So 3 tests across there. A couple of pans up there. Found a right lot of fine stuff. So I thought about it. I could have posted that and it wouldn't have been really very interesting. But what my plan is now, well, it would have been interesting. I'll show you gold that I got out of it. But what my plan is now, I've brought a couple of buckets and a sieve. Some miners in training. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to sieve. These are 12 litre buckets. They're not big heavy buckets. I don't do big heavy buckets. I don't see point in it myself. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill one of them, or at least I might fill them both, depends what they like to carry back to the car. But I'm only just going to sieve it, so that stuff would be what I'd put through my sluice. So then I can have a look how much gold I get out of them buckets, and we'll see how much gold potentially I'll get if I were to put 20 buckets through or 40 buckets through. And that is the plan, and it might be interesting, and we'll see what we get. So that's interesting. I'm down to a clay layer. I'm just gonna be careful.
That hurt.
Did it hurt?
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm gonna just wash that out and see what it's like, see if there's anything in it. But hopefully it'll get harder and stop any gold. It's quite soft at the minute, so I'm guessing it must be sinking into that. But we'll see. I tested that little bit of clay. I did find one piece. That I'm going to take home. So that's what's come out of that hole. I'm just going to extend it a little bit that way and fill another bucket. And then I'll wash all this out at home and it'll give me an idea. There's probably just about 10 litres of material there. That's a 12 litre bucket. but that's as much as I'm going to be filling it. I've got some bigger buckets if it weren't hard walking and you know, to carry it to a sluice. But again, this is for next spring, and this water at the minute's really low, so I'd have to look whether I could get down here. I might be as well testing some places down at down by where we can get down to the river where I've walked in, and see if there's anything down there as well before I go home. Just run a pan. So that's my sample. I've gone down to that clay. There's not a lot showing in that clay, but above it I'm pulling stuff. So I've got 2 buckets. I'm going to take them home, that's including lights and everything. I've been through that sieve, and I'm predicting more than 50 pieces. I'd like to say per bucket. So that's my prediction. Now I've got to wash it out by hand. Now I've got to wash it out by hand and see what we get, and that'll give me an idea. I could come down here then next spring and sluice with my mining team if they can manage to keep out the trees. And what I'm also going to do is just do a test down there, which is first place I can get to the river, because if the water was a lot higher, which it usually is, then I might not be able to get to that bit. But if I take a test off of that bit, it'll give me an idea what's there, if anything, and I could still come down and do some if the water's higher. Here I am at home. I've got them 2 buckets. I'm going to sieve it out in that small sieve first, because that would be effectively what I'll be putting through my sluice. Now, I might get 1 done, I might get 2 done. I'm predicting 50 pieces. I did a few tests further down on that bank, all the way down, and I'm still finding gold all the way along it, all fine stuff. So basically there to actually do out, it's just moving earth. As much earth as I can move. It's not a case of finding it, it is there. So I'm going to run one of them. I might show you the pan. I might set up camera so I do a pan, and but I'll show you the results. If I get 1 done, I'll be happy, and I'll show you the results on that, and you can have a guess what's in the other bucket then, see what it is. So I can see 5 pieces in there. One, 2, 3. I could see 5 pieces. Where's it gone? Floated away. Oh, there's another one down there. 4. There is 5 pieces in there, so that's just out of 2 little shovel scoops out of that. I'm predicting 50. But what I'll do, I'll snuff it up as I go along, and I'll show you after when I've finished with that bucket. That's the result. That was the result of the first time I went down, and I just went and did about 10 pans. I thought I'd done more, but I didn't. I did about 10. I went even down there an hour. Now it's all very tiny, and because I did that, I went back this morning and I sieved 20 litres. So that is the result of, well, it were 2 12 litre buckets, but they weren't full, and I just sieved it into them, and I've brought it on and panned it. Now I've still got a bucket of concentrates, which I took a couple of random, well, trowels out of it as I was going through it, and I still found a couple of pieces in it. Now this is really tiny, but I would say there's, yeah, I was hoping for about 50 pieces a bucket, but I've got about 25 pieces a bucket. That's definitely the place I'll go down and sluice. But what I need to do is build myself a clean out sluice. But that is a result. That's proper prospecting. Where there's no reported gold.